Will the same company that bailed out the Learjet brand also be the one to put it out of business? Since Bombardier scrapped the development of the forward-looking Learjet 85 program in 2015 after investing a total of $1.4 billion into it over the course of the previous decade, this has been the question that has plagued the company. Because of this, Bombardier was left with only two different models of the Learjet that were still viable in the market. The airframe that made its maiden voyage in 1995 and served as the foundation for models 40 and 45. Today, we'll be taking a look inside the Learjet 75 Liberty, so sit back and let us show you what this $10 million jet has to offer. History. The Bombardier team did not usually include the Learjet lineups as one of its components. In 1962, Bill Lear designed the Learjet 23, and the aircraft had its maiden voyage the following year in 1963. In addition, the brand was acquired by Bombardier in the year 1990. Because Learjets are iconic, swift, and compact aircraft, the Learjet series has become popular among celebrities. Additionally, the Learjet lineup has redefined a modern jet's expectation. But in February of 2021, Bombardier announced they would no longer produce the Learjet series. As a direct consequence, the 75 Liberty is the very last model in the collection. According to Bombardier, this is because fewer equipped aircraft are available at lower price points, driving demand lower. Unfortunately, the typical buyer of a private aircraft is split in terms of their preferences. Wealthier customers desire planes with large cabins, while newer customers are more interested in more cost-effective options. Sadly, only 11 Learjet 75 Liberty aircraft were delivered in 2020, whereas 112 Learjet aircraft were delivered in 2001. Interior. Now, even though they look exactly the same from the outside, the Learjet 75 and the Learjet 75 Liberty are quite distinct from one another regarding the cabin inside and the aircraft's capabilities. There is sufficient room inside for 9 passengers to ride comfortably. Ideally, the plane should be configured with 6 seats arranged in a club-style format. However, depending on the buyer's preferences, that number can go up to 8. A layout with 8 seats would involve the installation of 2 seats in the front of the aircraft, which would result in the removal of the executive suite and a range reduction of 40 nautical miles, which is equivalent to 74 kilometers. The executive suite, which can be found at the front of the cabin, is a private, quiet, and spacious room, making the 6-seat layout ideal. To create the space, the aircraft eliminates the 2 forward-facing, aft-facing cabin seats and replaces them with 2 fold-down ottomans mounted to the forward bulkhead. This provides a legroom of nearly 3 feet, which is equivalent to 19 centimeters, and offers a pair of executive seats with legroom that is comparable to that which you may find in a large cabin jet. These seats come with 2 oversized and more robust fold-out sidewall tables that are adjacent to the sidewalls. The seats in the executive suite face the other direction from the rest of the aircraft, providing a degree of sawtooth. The remaining 4 seats are located in the club suite, and they are placed in pairs so that they face one another. And the legroom for each seat in this section is a generous 24 inches or 60 centimeters. In addition, these seats can rotate and recline, and each seat pair has its own table tucked away in the sidewall of the compartment where it is sorted. Also, storage compartments can be discovered nestled away in the sidewalls. These compartments are also where the NC Power can be found, which has the largest legroom of any vehicle in its category. There is sufficient space for passengers to work or relax, and the roomy 4-seat club arrangement in the aircraft's aft cabin is ideal for conducting business in an atmosphere that is conducive to thought, dialogue, and production. There is no partition between the executive suite and the club suite. Nevertheless, in order to keep the cabin as quiet as possible, a pocket door separates the entire cabin from the cockpit and the galley. This door also serves the purpose of reducing noise in the cabin. In addition to this, and consistent with what one would anticipate from the light jet category, the cabin height does not exceed 8,000 feet or 2,440 meters, which is an excellent cabin altitude for a short hop. Additionally, as standard equipment, there are extra large concealable executive side tables, electrical USB hookups, power outlets, and reading lamps. Passengers have access to high-speed internet connectivity that supports 4G ATG, which enables them to stream movies, participate in video conferences, and keep in touch with family and friends back at home. The jet also features in-flight storage that is accessible to passengers at any time during the journey, which is pretty awesome. On the 75, the external accent lights, auxiliary power unit, and lav sync are all standard. However, On the Liberty, they are all upgrades that may be purchased separately. As was said earlier, reducing features helps conserve weight, which in turn increases the range of the Liberty by 46 miles. But there are also drawbacks. If you don't have an APU, you'll need a separate ground power source to avoid running down the batteries when you're sitting on the ramp with the engines turned off if you want to operate the cabin air conditioning or run the electrical systems. This is because you won't be able to use the APU. Competing aircraft from Cessna and Embraer also do not come equipped with APUs. However, the Embraer Phenom 300E has the capability of running the right engine while on the ramp in APU mode in order to offer cabin cooling. Cabin. Let's now take a look at the cockpit. Bombardier describes the Learjet 75 Liberty as the best equipped light jet cockpit with modern technologies to fulfill current and future operational requirements. Okay, who wouldn't say the good stuff about their product, right? But hey, the jet actually lives up to its words. The Bombardier Vision flying deck has been installed, and it contains the most recent navigation and communication systems. 3 high-resolution 14-inch displays, increased ergonomics, and advanced controls with a synthetic vision all integrate with the cockpit to save pilot workload. The Garmin G5000 avionics suite and triple integrated FMS with graphical flight planning. Worried about safety? Well, this new business jet is also Part 25 certified, meaning it is the highest safety requirement applicable to commercial aircraft. Performance. So, what is the performance of a 75 like? Before we head there, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting content in the world of aviation. Okay, still curious for its performance? Well, I gotcha. The main landing gear consists of 2 wheels. The engines have thrust reversers to help you brake faster while landing. The Learjet 75 Liberty has also passed special testing to survive collisions with large birds and operations in icing conditions. The Learjet 75 Liberty is powered by 2 rear-mounted Honeywell TFE731BR engines, each of which pushes out 3,850 pound-force of thrust, allowing the aircraft to take off in just 4,400 feet and land in 2,290 feet, capable of cruising at a maximum of 51,000 feet. The aircraft has a range of 2,400 miles. The Learjet 75 Liberty has a maximum takeoff weight of 21,500 pounds and a fuel burn rate of 200 gallons or 909 liters per hour. Customers can still purchase a 75 by ordering a Liberty and opting for the equipment that was previously standard on the 75, which includes the additional 2 forward cabin seats. And for those people who value more personal space and lower light jet capital costs, as well as those people who value the inherent increased safety that an airplane built to the Part 25 transport category provides, the Liberty may be an option that satisfies their needs. However, in the grand scheme of things, this kind of product tuning does nothing more than provide essential life support for an iconic brand. It's possible that the cost of truly revitalizing Learjet would be higher than what a reorganized Bombardier would be willing to pay and beyond what the market would be able to hear. Costs. If you were interested in owning this jet, be ready to spend about $10 million. The actual cost, however, will vary depending on elements like its customization, avionics, and purchase agreement. It should be noted that this price only applies to the base model and does not include the cost of operation and maintenance. And if you're not ready for all the expenses, then you can have it for your occasion, which will cost you about $3,643 per hour. And that's it. Hey, if you would like to see a more interesting jet, click on this video here to take a look inside the $54.5 million Gulfstream G600. Private jet perfection. So, I'll see you there. Goodbye.